Welcome to Alistair Golf. I'm here today with Chris Ryan from Chris Ryan Golf, and we're here filming a series called How to Save Par. So thank you, Chris, for coming.
That's right, pleasure.
Make sure you check out the rest of the videos. Again, half of them will be on my channel, half will be on Chris. So there's some great videos on all varieties of stuff that's going to help you save par generally on the golf course. Some nice simple tips, some good setup changes to make the ball do what you want to do around the greens, and some other bits and bobs that will help you save par. So this particular video, we're going to talk about the lob shot, or the flop shot, which for me is probably the hardest shot in golf to kind of play, if you like. It's the most fun shot.
Certainly around the greens, it's definitely,
Yeah, it's certainly the most risk, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, definitely.
I would probably play one of these, probably one in every 3 or 4 rounds.
It's not a shot you use every 3 or 4 holes, is it?
No.
But I think if you need to play it, you need to be able to play it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the key thing we see with a lot of our students and pupils and people we speak to about golf is they don't really understand how to play it. And they make so many sort of small faults in the setup that make it really impossible to gain high initial trajectory. Even people who play the game at a high level still don't understand how to get high initial trajectory. And if we likened it to kind of playing tennis, if you wanted to hit a lob shot, you know, we would definitely go low and try and hit up on the ball to hit that high initial shot. So the downside in kind of that kind of approach, if you like, is if we're going in such a shallow angle of approach, we call it in golf, that it can be hard to get good contact on the ball.
Yeah.
So I think the one carrot to this is you have to have a good lie to play this shot. To play the maximum height lob shot, you have to have a good lie. Otherwise, you don't attempt it.
Yeah. And if you're watching a golf on TV, it's almost when a golfer finds themselves where they need to play that shot, we almost say the first thing they do is get a club and kind of and almost take a quick set, just to see if they feel they can get the club into behind the ball. Yeah. That's important.
I think also, before you take it on, try and think about if I was going to play this shot without playing a high lob shot, how close could I get it? Yeah. And if you can probably get it within 10 foot without playing the high lob shot, by playing, say, a slightly higher pitch, then by all means go and do that first. Yeah. And if your game situation is such that, you know, you're on a good round and you don't want to spoil it, then maybe to play the high pitch and just give yourself a slightly longer putt. So it's a high-risk shot, but a lot of fun, and definitely something you should mess around with in the garden or on the golf range.
Yeah, I mean, you often find that, you know, the people who have the best short games have just messed around, they experiment, they try different things and that kind of thing. So situation is, we'll make the situation up, there's your flag, last hole, match play, you've got to get up and down. So therefore you would maybe play the shot.
Yes. Yeah, match play takes that little bit of risk out of it as well, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is talk you through how we stand to the golf ball to deliver the ball with maximum loft, or deliver the club with maximum loft. So we have static loft and dynamic loft. We're going to try and deliver it with the most dynamic loft we can. So static loft wise, I've got my 60-degree lob wedge, and I'm going to try and then set up to the golf ball and deliver it with probably even up to 80 degrees of loft. So first thing I'm going to do, Chris, is opening the club face. I'm going to open the club face so the club pretty much sits flat on the ground and the shaft points back towards my right leg, as you can see there.
Exactly.
So the ball won't spin to the side in the shot because there's too much loft.
It goes vertical, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The leading edge will maybe look as if it's off to the right.
Oh, but it'll look like it's pointing at probably, let's say if this is 12 o'clock, probably 4 o'clock, wouldn't it? 3, 4 o'clock over there. But once we get more than 70 degrees of loft, the ball will only go straight. Whichever direction I swing the club in, the ball will go that way.
Exactly.
So I'm going to point the club way right, then take my grip. Important I do it that way around rather than setting up to it and opening the face. Yeah. So otherwise the club will just return back to its original position anyway. So I'm going to open the club, then take my grip. That's pointing way to the right. The next thing I'm going to do is take a wide stance. Okay. So the wide stance is going to make it hard for me to shift my weight from my right foot to my left foot. It's also going to lower my center of gravity a little bit, Chris. So help me get more what I'd call a U-shape and scoopy swing into the ball rather than hitting down on the ball. I'm going to move the ball further forward, more towards my left foot, my lead foot. Again, this helps the club kind of shallow out before the ball. Very much like a bunker shot, really. Yeah,
there's a lot of similarities, isn't there?
Yeah. And we're almost going to try and feel like I'm going to hit the ground before the ball here slightly. Yeah. Or certainly brush it. Yeah. Handle-wise, I'm going to point the handle pretty much at my belly button, so it's kind of slightly behind the golf ball as we would look here. Weight-wise, I'm going to stay 50-50. I'm not going to put my weight to the right side, which I could do. I think there's too many things then happening that might compromise the strike.
Absolutely. I think the more you start to get your weight in your right, like you say, I think strike suddenly becomes a little bit of a, it can be inconsistent, can't it?
Yeah. And I think for the normal golfer, that's probably as much as I do and I play it normally. For the better golfer, I might well try and feel there's a little bit of what we call overtaking, where the club head kind of passes the body and we get this kind of breakdown of our left wrist. You might well experiment with doing a little bit more of that also. It brings more risk into the shot, but it'll give us more and more height.
Exactly.
So in the setup we've taken, I'm also going to make sure I'm stood quite what I'd call upright with my spine, Again, this promotes a slightly more rounded swing, which again gives me more of that scoopy action.
Exactly.
So pretty similar to one of the other shots we did in the series, Chris, where we talked about getting height with a bunker shot. Very similar.
Exactly, and the concept is the same in that we're trying to do as many things as we can at setup.
Yes.
Like you were saying earlier, if we can get a setup which creates the shot we want, brilliant. We don't have to worry too much about any in-swing changes.
Yeah.
You know, we certainly don't want golfers trying to hit this high by during the downswing, back up, do all these kind of things. If we can get it done at setup, much easier.
Yeah, it means things will happen much more consistently and much more controllable.
Yes.
So I'll have a go at the shot, again, high risk to see what we can do. So we're going to go for this flag here.
Exactly. So you've got 20 feet, 20 yards, maybe?
About 20 yards in total.
But you've certainly got probably 60–70% of that is the rough.
Yep.
And then you've got the green. So certainly this will be a situation where we do want to play that shot.
Yes.
Right, go for it.
So ball forward, face open, retake my grip, weight even. And again, I'm just sat a little bit taller with my spine, and then I'm going to try and feel that the club just kind of passes my body, my weight kind of stays fairly neutral. Just get comfortable.
Perfect.
So a lovely high shot.
And no rollout.
And hardly any rollout at all, no.
And that's why we play that shot, because if you haven't got any green to work with, you need that ball to land and stop. And by playing it that way, you can get that ball to stop pretty quickly, obviously depending on the condition of the greens.
Yes.
But that was a perfect shot.
Yeah. You might find, again, my one went just slightly left there. So, you know, in that case, it might well be down to either aim or direction of swing, but I'm happy with that shot.
I think you would take that every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
So, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helps. Have an experiment around changing your setup and just keep your swing, your natural swing, whatever you would do. Go to the short game area and have a play, or go to the garden if you've got enough room in the garden.
Certainly want to practice first, isn't it? We don't want you going out there in your next medal playing a lob shot on the second hole. So definitely want to practice first.
So make sure you check out the rest of the videos in the series. Make sure you like and subscribe, and get over to Chris Ryan's channel and have a look at his videos on there too.